Alaska's frozen, inhospitable tundra. Not a place for the faint-hearted or the weak. In the middle of its long, bleak winter, temperatures drop to around -50. And yet it is the place where some people go to test their bodies and souls to the limit by traversing its icy wastelands. The Iditasport is the most demanding human-powered adventure race in the world. A clue to how extreme it is can be found in its slogan, "Cowards won't show, and the weak will die." Using bikes, skis or snowshoes, these enthusiasts have to cover 130 miles from Knik Lake to Finger Lake in just 72 hours. Bob Baker is a former winner.
It's kind of neat to totally destroy the body and then have to keep pushing it. You can't experience it unless you go do something for at least 24 hours straight.
There's no real financial incentive. Indeed, this year, no major sponsor could be found at all. However, that doesn't stop 34 entrants from starting. They say misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows, and that's true of Team Tent 64, 4 British athletes who met under a canopy during a race in the Sahara Desert. And they have some unfinished business here.
We did it last year. We got just about halfway up, and then we were caught in a storm, and regrettably had to bug out and catch a flight home.
Really pleasant.
As they're about to try to make amends for last year's failure, there's just time for a quick bite before the off at Knik Lake. It's 30 miles to the first checkpoint, and each racer is keen to set a good pace. Night falls before many of the competitors reach Flathorn Lake, plunging the temperatures down still further. It's not been the best start for Team Tent 64.
We've just wasted at least an hour. Minimum. Probably more.
At least 3 miles.
Yeah. There's a lot of effort.
They reach the first checkpoint in last place after taking a wrong turn. Signposts are a luxury in this part of the world. There's no more food until the next checkpoint at the 55-mile mark, so they have to make do with what they have left before attempting to catch some sleep. Unsurprisingly, the next morning, the boys are feeling the cold.
If I said we're feeling better today, that would be a lie. In fact, my hands are so cold, the only place I can find to warm them is on my butt. Nothing else will work.
After almost 24 hours, the race begins to claim its customary victims. Gale-force winds and temperatures down to -20 make route planning and orienteering even more laborious than usual. By the time Team Tent 64 reaches the 90-mile point at Squentner, they've split up into 2 groups and are in need of a hot meal and some rest.
It took forever for us to get here. We've suffered a little bit in that Mark has picked up a knee injury, which has slowed us down a little. And once we sorted that out and got going, then of course it was turned out to be a bit of a long night. But we're here. Thank goodness for that.
After attempting to rest for an all too short few hours, the pairs push off for home. They have until midday the following day to complete the course, 40 miles through the night to Finger Lake. With gales and a wind chill factor of -50 degrees as their companions and hallucinating through sleep deprivation, the first pairing of John Tiskovich and Jackson Griffith reached the final destination after 2 days, 19 hours and 35 minutes, over a day behind winner Rishi Gruel.
That was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. There's Jackson. Woo! There is no trail left. One more guy.
The other pairing of Christian Cullinane and Mark Smith arrived 3 hours later.
We made it. You finished it for once. I know, it's a joke. Job done, job.
Yeah, it's a fantastic course, absolutely fantastic, it really is. Hardest thing I've ever done easily.
And after all that exertion, some sensible transport for this type of terrain.